following this story. I happened to drop by up over there to the good TikTok and a bobblehead hef up around there. I made one comment. Let's be clear. Now I'm interested. I've done the research. It didn't take me but 2.5 seconds. Obviously, the situation occurred on Wednesday. Today is Friday. The judge is a little late with obtaining all the information. I'm going to stand 10 toes down. See, the thing about being able to be multifaceted and also being a journalist or whatever you want to call yourself, you got to learn to take your personal feelings out of a lot of things. Okay. And I'm not going to be quick because I got another live at 10 o'clock that I really need to get into and set the record straight up around here. Let's be clear. And I will be addressing the beach and meat. All right. I know folks need content, so we got content tonight. Make sure we get up to 20 likes and we'll start at 10. If we get 20 before then, I'll come in live. But I am strictly here. Hey, Faye, I'm standing on quick business. See, we are in a world where people are absolutely now starting to think for themselves. Like I tried to tell the hef up over there, she was very upset about what occurred in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, let's be clear. There is unrest and duress all over the place, okay? But there's no need for people to get so upset to the point where it's starting to be hostile, okay? It don't have to be that way. So here's what the judge is saying, and I'm going to get up from around. I got something to do really quick, and then I'll be back. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and all that. What's up, Snowdrop? I'm going to be brief, swift, and quick. Everybody have a right to their own opinion. Make sure y'all don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you. We might be a small channel, but we stand on business. We ain't never clout chase for nothing. That's for tonight. I am strictly here to stand on business in my own ghetto hood courtroom. I say what I want to say and I do what I want to do. Nobody will redirect my opinion and what the heck I done got to say up around here, okay? Now, according to NBC News, according to the shooting, the young lady that was shot by an ICE agent up around there, Renee Nicole Good in Minneapolis, Minnesota. First of all, it's unfortunate. And it's certainly from me within the last hour. Boom, 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 boom. Looking at 2, 3, 4 videos. Boom, trying to look at the officers tape. I do suspect that there's at least a minute to 2 minutes of something missing. However, I'm going to tell you why we must save our judgment, and we got to hold up and let the facts, okay? We have to, first of all, we have to establish all the facts, and then we can give our own opinion. Because, see, I ain't in the business of joining nobody team. I'm never going to sit here and tell anybody something is right when I know it's wrong, and it's wrong if it's right. You understand? You won't get that from Judge Shady Core. I ain't going to sugarcoat Nathan, okay? Let's be clear about that. So, the young lady, Renee Nicole Good, obviously, there's a video floating around, and it's involving the ICE agent, okay? Once again, it's involving the shooting, okay? Cell phone video footage from the ICE officer shows the fatal Minneapolis shooting, okay? So according to NBC News, they obtained the video taken by an immigration and customs enforcement officer during a confrontation where he fatally shot a woman in Minneapolis. Now, this occurred on Wednesday. Fast forward to Friday. Protests and vigils have been held across the country after the killing of Renee Nicole Good. Listen, prayers up to her family. Once again, I ain't passing and pointing no fingers up around. I'm just telling you because these are the type of things that we are able to learn from, okay? What not to do, what you should be doing. Now, a lot of us are aware that there is an all-time high. There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of mess going on with different ICE office and ICE agents enforcing the immigration laws. Okay, we've been seeing it. Now listen, understand that there's a difference in FBI and different other federal and local state agencies. This is strictly ICE, okay, who strictly deals with immigration and customs enforcement. All right. That usually entails somebody in here illegally and this. Y'all know it's a lot of shenanigans going on with people, in my own opinion, instead of them having their just due and day in court, to prove their innocence, they're being, in my own opinion, they're being saddled up like a herd of cattle. Okay, and folks are getting carted off without the opportunity to a speedy trial, the opportunity to state their case, or cause folks are just disappearing. Now, listen, I'm not here to try to rebuild Paris in one night and Rome in one night. I'm here strictly for the facts, okay? What's up, Lisa? What's up, Snowdrop? What's up, girl? Are you good? Now, the facts is we got to get out of the business of rushing to judgment like that heifer up over there to that TikTok. Okay? I went around there. I don't know the lady from the can of paint. I was in full support, and that's just the way it is. What you not going to do is try to be shady when somebody give an opinion. Now, granted, you might not agree with the opinion, but by golly, why are you hosting a platform for others to respond? See, it's a lot of you pathetic up and coming journalists and people that just want to exist. You can't take the heat. You don't understand that people have a right to their own opinions and nobody care what you say. See, Lord have mercy. I'm not in the business of doing no side drama or certainly over something that has not affected me under one umbrella. Now, let's be clear. I'm not saying that the judge is going to be up around there at anybody's police rally or anywhere antagonizing, talking like I'm Billy Big Bob. We already know the ICE agents are in duress because they don't know where they're supposed to be and what they should be doing, or none of that. You got Congress down their throat. You got your senators down their throat. You got everybody down their throat. You got the president that's leaning on them to do the job. Okay? Once again, you need to understand that ICE agents don't have the same laws and standards that a lot of agencies and police officers have. Let's be clear. First of all, they don't have to have a body cam on, like some of the local officers as well as federal. You understand what I'm saying? That's a problem. However, don't get mad at Judge Shady. Ask ICE to change their enforcement rules and things like that. Okay, let's be clear. Now, keep that in mind. Okay, people are upset saying that there's some video footage missing from the actual incident when the officer allegedly shot this lady. There's a lot of folks that's pushing a narrative trying to incite violence. And see, this is where I have to step in because I am getting sick and tired of these quarterback armchair holders on Monday Night Football hopping up around here without doing their due research. Now, I did say I just stumbled upon the story. I'm outraged just like everybody, but before I speak, I'm going to get a generalization idea, and then I'm going to know what the hell I'm talking about, okay? Just like you go to school to be an engineer, listen, I can't expect that engineer to know federal laws, federal, state, and local laws. Let's be clear. See, we all got to learn our place up around here. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you, JB Smooth. What's up, baby? Happy New Year to you. Yep. On my birthday, Snowdrop, you know that, baby. Listen, now, this is crazy. People are upset, trying to incite race wars and violence and everything. No, that's not what the angle that the judge is going. We got to stop trying to play this groupiana crap because, see, the last time the judge checked, when I close my eyes, the God up around there ain't gonna say, well, it was you and so and so, and I can't sit there and say, well, blame so and so. I have to take full accountability for the things I say and do. Okay, I can't get up here and tell you that's a daggone shame that officer shot that lady when I don't know the facts. Let's be clear. And never did that young lady up over there on that TikTok for her to be all up and getting her panties up in a bunch. But you got me all the way messed up because it takes the judge nothing to block you and wish you blessings. You understand what the judge is saying? I ain't on nobody's watch at no time. Okay? Real recognize real. At the end of the day, the protests and the visuals have been held across the country after the killing of this young lady, becoming a flashpoint during President Trump immigration crackdown. Now, y'all know, like I said, it's a lot going on, all right? It's a lot going on, and we've been talking about a few of the things, all right? So fast forward a little bit. The young lady passed away. The ICE agent, the videos are starting to surface, whether or not this particular officer did it intentionally or whatever. The guidelines changed. First of all, he's an immigration and customs enforcement officer, okay? Let's start there first. The FBI will be investigating the killing of Miss Renee Nicole Good. Okay, the Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said he's pessimistic. Um, I'm sorry, pessimistic that there will be a fair outcome from a federal probe without local law enforcement. Okay, so that means they're trying to get to the bottom of it. The feds have stepped in and they will take over this investigation. Now, once again, let me say this. Prayers up to anybody who lose their lives. This is simply a situation, just me looking at the screen, okay? The said video, and looking at, the timestamps. To me, in my own opinion, there's some things missing, but we'll talk about that a little later because I don't want to get off course. Just smash the like button. I know y'all here for the messyboost.com. Y'all know the Judge Shady ain't never had a problem with expressing how she feel. So we'll do that at 10. All I ask for is 20 likes, for God's sake. Okay? Whether you like the judge or not. The content got the content. Now I can do this two ways. I can beg for cash apps all damn day, or I can be inspired by those likes, okay? So I can get in the algorithm. And then maybe one day, Judge Shady will be a big channel. Yes, indeed. Anyway, the FBI is solely responsible for this investigation. I implore everybody to get the facts and wait until all the facts are in before you incite, race wars and incitement upon police officers. People don't already trust the boys and girls in blue. Come on, guys. We are out here fighting for crazy stuff when we have a plethora of things that we must be paying attention to, such as people, our president, allegedly trying to take the law into his own hands. See, these are the things that we must talk about. See, this is a stream that not a lot of people want to hear, because if you ain't dragging nobody, putting people in doxing and roxing and boxing and putting people information, they don't want to hear it. But one day they're going to wish you could have, because it's going to be their family member that's affected by the bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Let's be clear. Smash the like button. So Good's fatal shooting has sparked a national outrage and dueling narratives about what led to the actual gunfire. President J.D. Vance called Good's death a tragedy of her own making. Lord have mercy. That was quite shocking to me. Mind you, J.D. Vance is the vice president of the United States that you guys voted in. So that's what he had to say. Lord have mercy. Local Minnesota officials have contradicted federal authorities of counts of events, with Walz, which is the governor, telling people not to believe what he described as a propaganda machine, and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey calling ICE's characterizations bullcrap. Okay, now we do know their mayor end up using the F-bomb. Listen, people got to do what they got to do. It's a lot of duress and unrest going on. Okay, we got to start on some business around here, because while folks are actually trying to uphold the law and follow the color and the code of the law, we got people like this that will look for any reason to conquer and divide our nation further. Okay, let's talk about it. Lord have mercy. Help me. And Father God, guide my tongue right now. The FBI said it was investigating after two people were injured in the actual shooting, involving federal agents in Portland, Oregon yesterday. So it's a lot of duress, and that's another case that's going on, okay? So it's a lot of things, right? It was simply a deadly confrontation, in my own opinion. And I just wanted to come real quick to y'all. It's not going to be long. It did not have to happen, for God's sake. It did not have to happen. What I witnessed from these two young ladies, which this was a lesbian couple, that does not negate the fact we don't care about your sex, color, race, or creed. What we care about the facts, okay? Were these two ladies, they both were married, okay? One of them lost their life, which is Miss Good. May she continue to rest in peace. And her wife. We're gonna play the audio under fair use. You can clearly hear her wife, Miss Good's wife, say, "Drive, baby, drive, baby." You can clearly hear the taunting. Okay. Now, I once again am not taken up for the ICE agent or any other agent around here. I believe in the facts, okay? And sometimes it has to be done in a court of law. Let's be clear. But even this situation is too big for Judge Shady Court. Let's be clear up around here. Lord have mercy. But anyway, I'm going to play the actual audio footage because I want you guys to understand that it's not like how a lot of these pathetic journalists putting out. They want us to believe, oh, the young lady was just having a sunny day on a sunny drive and she just got shot. No, that did not happen. There was something leading up to this confrontation that was senseless, simply senseless, by the way, for God's sake. Okay? This lady lost her life. And for what? Okay? Listen, you will hear the antagonizing. You will hear her wife say some things to the agent. You will hear the agent say a few things back in reference. In my own opinion, this certainly could have been avoided. However, everybody have a right to their own opinion. It's never going to end good if an officer gives you a clear, direct, and precise order to step out of a vehicle or stop a car or get out the way or something. That's an order, okay? And it's never a good idea to turn on that engine. You know how you slip the key up around there, slip the key up in that ignition and put that foot on the gas and have anybody standing within 2 shots of you. As I stated, so many opinions, this needs to play out in court. Yeah, I know it's serious, but really, Drive Baby Drive sounds like that film. Thelma and Louise, it does. Oh man, you're right. That is a line. And then we have Jasmine Crockett, emotional field, while she's speaking on this incident. And I haven't even looked at her yet. I'm just here to let that heifer know up on TikTok. Ma'am, get out of your fifis. People are going to simply express their opinions. Now, I don't give a damn where you giving it up at. TikTok, X, wherever you are, okay? YouTube, Facebook. Everybody have a right to their opinion. But I'm going to state what I saw, okay? I'm going to state what I saw and how hard it is that it's going to be for her and her family. All right? Let's just talk about it. It's going to be quite hard for her and her family to prove that this lady got shot as an innocent victim. Okay, and I'm going to wait. I know a lot of y'all upset. Y'all don't want to hear it. That's because for 2 days, y'all been listening to the rhetoric that some of these people are putting out while they weren't there. They don't have the facts. The ICE agents are absolutely not sharing anything. And quite frankly, they don't have to. You understand? I keep telling you, know the difference between federal, state, and local laws up around here, okay? They don't even have, like a lot of your local police officers and agencies, they have to wear that body cam footage. I think only 23% of ICE agents even have body cam footage, okay? So let's start there. You want to make the change, start right there. Demand 100% of compliance where those body cam footage are concerned, okay? Now, you cannot tell me that there was some type of situation going on between the 3 of these people. Verbally. Now, under fair use, listen up. I'm not going to be long. I got about 2 more minutes up around here. Smash the like button. Shout out to all the replayers. Judge Shady Court ain't competition with nobody, okay? Your numbers is your numbers and my numbers is my numbers. Because, see, Judge Shady Court is the type of boss, hood, gutter judge to know that what's for you is for you, period.
Change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Whoa!
All right. Did y'all hear that? Okay. There was a lot going on here. All right. A lot going on. Let's tune in. Smash the like button.
In this video, and the perspective you say appears to be from the ICE agent who fired the shots.
It may be, and it's clearly heard there on the tape. There are two expletives that are uttered at the end of the tape, an F expletive, a B expletive, and we're not quite sure who said that, just so everybody's clear, who's speaking at that moment is now deceased. And for the moment that the car goes into drive and the shots are fired, it's less than 3 seconds as we look at it here on the video. So first thing that it points out is how quick these interactions always are.
Once again, it went from 0 to 100 real quick. And we are officially joined by my baby boy, Maverick. He just woke up from his nap and he wanted me to know that he's looking for his snacks. So y'all got to hold on for a second because if Max don't get his snacks, yeah. Hey, you enjoy your nap? Now you're going to be up all night long. You enjoy your nap? Good job. You enjoy your nap? All right, guys, listen. Fair use commentary.
On the Today Show yesterday morning, okay, so does she say something back to the ICE agents? What are the ICE agents asking or commanding her to do? Mm-hmm. And is there a moment of panic that occurs there? Is there a statement that happens there? And now we have clarity on that.
And that's why I just played that video. Let me see your questions really quick. Fair use. We're going to break it down. There are a lot of blogs out there with different angles of this incident. Do we know what's edited and what's not? When I looked at several videos, JB, about an hour ago, there is some missing footage. Now, why, I do not know. Towards the end, there's something, listen, let me finish. I got a buddy that's going to be, don't stamp it just yet, but it appears to me there's almost 58 seconds missing from this footage. Now, I could be wrong, all right? Let me get more into it. I'm going to do a follow-up short after this. I wanted to just touch on this before I forgot, okay? Fair use.
Right.
And so there's also, a question there of whether or not they've had some prior interaction with law enforcement.
And that we don't know yet. Tom, stay right here. I want to bring in Julia Ainsley, who's standing by and who acquired this video. Julia, what can you tell us about how you got this video and what you're hearing from your sources about what you think it depicts?
All right, listen up closely because this young lady's going to establish. Oh, Lord, she's still talking. Hold on. Oh, hold on.
And
all right, she's going to establish what the ICE agent's position was. Was it lawful for him being where he was? Exactly what in the world is going on? So they have different footage. So listen up, guys.
Look,
hey,
there's been a lot of videos from different perspectives, but from the very beginning, we could see the officer who was involved in the shooting with a cell phone as he walked around the car, and so now we're getting it from his perspective. Unfortunately, we're not able to get a body cam. That's what we really want as journalists in this perspective, because body cams stay on the vest, and so when he goes to reach for the gun at the end of this video, that's when our view drops out and we just see the car. If we could have seen the vest, of course, we'd be able to get a more clearer perspective on exactly what this officer saw when he made that decision to shoot. Unfortunately, ICE does not have a mandatory policy on body cameras. They had a pilot program that started under the Biden administration, and right now, no more than 20% of ICE officers on the streets.
All right, once again, as I stated, they are not obligated to turn on body cam footage. See, this is crazy to me. You understand what I'm saying? Because this young lady should still be here. I'm trying to figure out what was her lawful presence to be where she was, her and her wife. What exactly were they doing? How did they end up antagonizing and having a back and forward with the said agent? Like, this is crazy. It's really crazy. But what's even worse is heifers is running up around here trying to race and bait war, incite violence. No, let me tell you something. This is a sole decision that Miss Good and her wife decided to make. They decided to stand up around there antagonized these agents. And when they decided to give them a lawful order, step out the car, move. Are y'all not listening? Step out the car, move, do. Who simply does not want to comply? Make it make sense. It's almost as if these two young women, um, how would I want to, and I have to be very careful with my wording because I don't want to get anybody upset. It's almost as if these women were used to disrespecting law enforcement, got away with it several times. And listen, I'm not judging. I'm just saying this is what it seemed like from the things that they say. Oh, big boy, and go get you some lunch and this, that, and the third. I mean, it's like these ladies are used to having confrontation with law enforcement. Let's be clear. It don't take a rocket science, and I don't give a dag on what type of officer you are. Right is right and wrong is wrong. I'm gonna tell you like this, okay? And this is not because it's an ICE agent, a federal, local, state, whatever police officer is gonna be. A moving vehicle is a deadly weapon. I'm sorry to tell you.
Actually have body cameras, and even if they do, they're not required to turn them on. So what we have is this, but as Tom points out, I mean, it does give us more of an idea into the interaction between these two parties. Now, the woman you see who's speaking to the officer the most, who's out of her car with the camera, I believe, and I don't think we're going out on a limb too far here, I do believe that is the wife of Renee Good, because
yeah, that's that Miss Good. That was her wife outside of the vehicle. Miss Good was in the vehicle, okay, in the burgundy Honda Pilot or whatever kind of truck that was. Now the wife was out there videotaping the officer, having her back and forth. I really didn't hear Miss Good say too much. You understand? That's the woman that was inside the actual vehicle. We heard her wife on the outside. But did it warrant 3 shots? One to the hat. Oh, one to the wait a minute. One to the head, deter moving vehicle. No. I don't think. Hold on for a second, JB. I don't think that's what happened. I don't think it was 3 shots. Was it 3 shots? I thought it was 1 shot. I think it was 1 shot. Now, like I said, the video footage that I saw, I only saw 3 angles. There is a part, in my own opinion, that 58 seconds totally disappeared. Now, I don't know what happened within that 58 seconds, and it's just my own opinion, okay? It's just my own opinion. I don't know. Now, a lot of people were saying this particular officer, he was filming the confrontation, and then he also shot, okay? Now, understand that most officers are trained to shoot with their strong hand or their support hand, so it don't make a difference. It's nothing new to see an officer shoot with one hand. Okay, sometimes officers get injured. They're not able to shoot with their firing hand, so that's why they're trained to shoot with the other hand, the support hand. Okay, so that's where we are on that. Man, I love this engagement. Y'all really, really, we are engaging. See, this is the type of stuff that we need. Okay? Because the judge got to get bucked a little later on up around here. But I stand on business and I come from the heart. You understand what I'm saying? By God, we got content up around here. Yes, JB. I don't think it warranted 3, 4, 5 shots or whatever it took. Was it only 3 shots? Was it just 1 shot? I don't know. I'm still going to try to figure that out. I didn't even think about that, but thank you for bringing that up. Now, understand that if there are exigent circumstances, okay, somebody's life is in imminent danger, there are certain laws to that. That's why I say, listen, I'll be all day if I'm sitting here trying to give y'all a back and forth, okay? I'm really trying to find a loophole here. But everywhere I turn, it's starting to look justifiable. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I am so sorry. Listen. I understand, and I take everything on case by case. You understand me? I'm not talking about what Trump said and what the vice president said, which I think is pathetic. Right now, we don't have all the facts. It's simply pure speculation. But at the end of the day, Lord have mercy. Fair use commentary, and I'm hurry up and get up off these people thing.
So that people who are protesting them don't follow them from location to location, and they can do their jobs more covertly and presumably with more safety. And so she's saying, we're not changing our life. Officers are trained. They're told also never to come at a car from the front. And you can see he walks around the car several times. Things seem to escalate right as he's at the corner of the car. So again, what we would want.
What it was, listen. Now, I don't know what's going on with this, but listen. Yeah, they're taught not to stand directly. They're taught to seek cover, okay? Now, now that we're bringing this up right quick, why did he feel like he had to get him in a position of cover? Did he anticipating on shooting this young lady? Lord have mercy. I got a lot to figure out.
Body cam footage to be able to see if that corner was aimed near him. Again, what Tom said, the expletive too, I think is really going to come out and be a big piece of this conversation. And we're bleeping this out because we're on broadcast news. But it actually shows, and it may not have come from the officer who actually fired the shots, but one of the officers nearby. It's definitely a man's voice. We've heard it. And when they're saying effing B, that is coming out of the mouths of these officers as this shot was fired. Now, we know this is an FBI investigation. We know state investigators are not allowed to look into this, so they wouldn't even be reviewing this video or drawing any of their own conclusions. They're not even allowed to interview witnesses, even though the governor would like that.
Right.
But these are all the things that would normally go into an investigation, not just from the feds, but also internally within ICE to see if there was any breach of conduct.
Yeah.
But at this point, we don't even know that they're doing an internal investigation into this officer or if he was even placed on any.
Well, I certainly do hope that this ICE officer agent was pulled, okay, because he did fire a weapon. You understand what I'm saying? I hope to God that standard didn't go out the window. He should have immediately been pulled until the full investigation was conducted and completed. You understand? I'm not saying that it's justified. There are several stories coming out, and like you said, JB, more details will be coming shortly. Absolutely. Did it warrant the officer getting into a place of position for cover? Did he already decide to shoot this young lady? Did these two young ladies antagonize, disobey the lawful orders? You understand? It is a lot. It's a lot. But at the end of the day, who's wrong here? Is Miss Good wrong or the ICE agent? Or are they both wrong? See, first things first, no matter whether you're an ICE agent, local, federal, state officer, you're trained in de-escalation. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes when they get like hostage negotiators and stuff like that, you know, people be sitting all night trying to get people to come out and put their hands up and all this stuff. You know, it's a switch off type thing. Could this been pushed off to another officer since the freaking tension was so high? Okay. Now, I know that most police officers, their language, let's be clear, you know, he probably did say fucking B or whatever. Is it a part of the script? No. Is that a way for any officer with a badge to conduct themselves? Absolutely not. See, that's some other things that we miss. But I'm strictly, when that hef up over TikTok went off up around there for no reason, and I didn't know the full story. I just simply said that, you know, it's never a good day when officers tell you get out the car and you hit the daggone, you step on the gas, okay? You step on the gas and get out of Dodge, it's never going to end good. Because even if you get away, they're going to go on a full-scale police chase. Like, I'm not understanding, where was she going? And why did the wife encourage her to drive off? This car her vehicle did make contact with that officer. I was able to see that. This case, man, even the hood judge might have to say, listen, I'm going to state my opinion no matter what. Like I said, everybody has a right to their opinion. We're going to be talking about this for a minute. Hey, Rosetta, happy Friday. As a law officer, you see certain tactical offenses that should be taken. Yeah. And training. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I said You clearly heard the young lady saying that he was not standing directly in front of the vehicle. He had moved towards the back of the vehicle, I guess in some um protective place of position, you know. But usually a police officer would do that if they know um that it has potential to head into deadly force. Okay. Now I don't know. Now that I'm listening to this young lady, now I'm just pulling this particular video footage. I'm not gonna play it all. It's under the geese of fair use. This is this NBC News? Yeah, make sure y'all head over there because after this piece under fair use, I'm not gonna use anymore. Okay.
kind of administrative leave, which is protocol after that. So what this video does, though, is it's the
I hope
first
y'all can
time
hear
we've
me.
gotten
I
this much
forgot to pull my
closer to the
Bluetooth out.
perspective of that officer as he chose to fire those shots. And again, it may still serve as a Rorschach test because protesters who are on the streets of Minneapolis are going to hear those words. They're probably going to hear the version of this video that is not bleeped out, and they might.
Can
say that
y'all
this is a
hear me
woman
or can y'all hear
smiling
the
in her car who
video?
looks
Because I
cooperative,
forgot to take
and
my
then you'll
Bluetooth.
have an angry ICE officer. But you may have people on the other side who say he was so close to her car when she began to accelerate. So it's another piece of this very complicated picture. A very
This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. Let me see live chat. Okay, Roro said, thank you, Ro. So why was her truck in the street anywhere? I think allegedly, according to one of the earlier videos that I watched, they're saying that she had dropped somebody off. She was trying to make a U-turn, or she was actually blocking the road. I don't know, to deter other people from um encountering the actual ice it was real ice down there. So we don't know what made her make that turn and how did she end up uh right there with the ice agents. Like, to me there's 50, no, it's gonna probably be anywhere from 1 minute 2 seconds. Okay, I'm thinking it's gonna be 1 minute and 2 seconds of data and footage that's missing. Now I'm gonna try to put that timeline together, and I will come to my community tab to let you know exactly what's missing. Okay, as far as the time frame, because a buddy gonna help me out because I said, listen, something's missing. I'm not getting a clear picture of some stuff, and then I looked at the actual footage like I did the Epstein footage. Allegedly, I just never shared that, but I think I did do an upload on Facebook. But the Epstein footage was edited, in my own opinion, and there was missing footage in that video where they claim that he was all over there in his cell, and they was checking on him and all that stuff. Okay, that's for another live. That's for another live. Okay, now y'all know that the Trump administration has been backing anything dealing with immigration policies and this, that, and the third. They're giving unlawful orders to the point where a lot of the federal judicial judges have to actually step in. Y'all know they recently just told Ms. Lindsay Halligan a couple of back in September, was it October, that she is unlawfully in that position of U.S. Attorney, state's attorney. I think it's for the state of Virginia. But fast forward now, a couple of days ago, they get ready to boot Lindsay Halligan all the way up out of there. Okay, because she tried to make a ruling on something, and then the judge had to step in. Shout out to all the judges that stand on business that's getting sick of this foolishness. It ain't even been 2 years yet. It's only been a year, right? These poor judges, Lord have mercy. Anyway, just hold on. Ain't got much long to go. Lord have mercy. Anyway, these judges are actually, man, they shutting stuff down. They're standing up and they're cross-referencing. They're having conversations with each other. And they're standing up and they are upholding the rule of law. I told y'all one thing, if I don't do anything in this life, I respect the judicial system, okay? Because I've seen the judicial system make or break some folks in my lifetime, all right? Most of you guys know I just left from protecting Chief Justice James Boasberg, all right? The one that's on Trump's behind. Let's be clear. So at the end of the day, there's a lot going on. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hold a panel because a couple of my boys say they want to come on Judge Shady Court's show. Can y'all believe that? Now listen, to the single ladies, I'm going to, only two of them are available, okay? But they my friends and they're gonna come in. I text them, so they say this will go. So we can give y'all an update tomorrow. No, I got a show for tomorrow. And I might have to 86 that till Sunday. So we're gonna set it up tomorrow. If I can get all three of them, we're gonna talk about it. All right. One is federal, one is state, and one is with ICE. Okay, one of my buddies. So we're gonna talk about it. That's gonna be really, really a good lot. My memberships are coming back because otherwise I'll throw this on the membership. I'm gonna clean the channel up tonight. Please join the membership. It will only be $1.99. The judge ain't greedy. The judge is grateful. Okay. The judge is grateful that you just come through and smash the like button. Now there will be times when the judge need to beg for a cash app or two or shake a little tail feather. You understand what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do up around here. But anyway, we're going to talk about that because, see, listen, I ain't in the business of thinking like one person. And I certainly ain't in the business of inciting violence worldwide. We're trying to de-escalate and make sense of out of what the heck a lot of you ushered in here. Okay? It's all of you guys. All right? You guys elected a lot of this foolishness that's going on. And those are the people that you need to be cross-referencing and checking. Because otherwise, we're going to keep having situations where the law is not unclear. I mean, it's not clear. What is an immigration? Okay? What is an immigration and customs agent job? Okay? Since the president and his administration implemented the feds everywhere, what is the scope of their duties? You understand? It's a lot of confusion. Why was these two young ladies, okay, arguing with ICE agents who had other lawful business? I'm trying to figure it out because something is off. Is these two ladies known in their community for challenging law enforcement, for challenging everything? Where they're going to stand? If a police officer tells me to move or stop a vehicle, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay? Now, you can say, oh, I don't know if it's really officer, show me your badge. You can do those things. You can also request that a supervisor arrives on the scene. Okay? Once that supervisor is there, all that game bull crap is off. Okay? You can request at any traffic stop, you being pulled over, whether it's late at night, you're a female by yourself, you can request a supervisor come to the scene. You absolutely can. That's what supervisors do. Oh, Lord have mercy. Sorry, there'll be extra work for everybody, but hey, that's what y'all getting paid for. That 100K and up. Yes, indeed. See, that's why you got to go fed style. That the state, they only starting you with a little bit. Anyway, listen. I try to bring a sense of humor, but I absolutely have to stand on business. I'm trying to figure out why the heck these two women were in the presence of those agents anyway. And then when they saw that the young lady's wife saw that it was getting dangerous, why would you encourage her to drive? Not caring that she ran over nobody's foot and body and anything else. What was their business there? What was the ICE agent's lawful business? Why was he irritated? Why did they escalate the situation? Why didn't that officer ask for someone else to step in when he couldn't control the situation? Whew. What do you think about monks walking to Washington, D.C.? Child, let me tell you something. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. I didn't know if y'all would be ready for it or whatever, because like I said, a lot of people don't want to hear it. They want to just look at it like the police just woke up and just went over there and shot that lady. But there's a beginning, middle, and an end to each and everything. Even what we do this morning. Whatever you did, it was a beginning to your day. There certainly was a middle, and there will be an end tonight. We don't know how the outcome. Just like the judge don't know how she going to get down at 10 o'clock. The judge got to stand on the business, okay? Because I got to make it clear that the judge ain't never been no clout chasing, press for numbers thirsty heifer. But see, the judge is priding herself for the good old 2026 is to take another approach, and I ain't got to worry about apologizing all goddamn day. Let's be clear up around here. Somebody got to have a sense of purpose. Yes, indeed. I am Judge Shady Courtman. Listen, I implore you guys to get the facts. Prayers up to that young lady family. This is such a tragedy. It definitely could have been avoided. It was that ICE agent because he's been given the good old go from the amazing Trump administration to do what they want to do. Never mind the rules. Create your own rules. Pull your gun like you want to pull it, when, where, and how. Will this ICE agent be held accountable for his nefarious decisions? At the end of the day, this lady is no longer here. And for what is the question? For what? I'm Judge Shady Court. I'm going to see y'all on the late night side of all this will nothing pop off, because the judge got time. Everybody got a right to their opinion. Just know, have that same energy when everybody speak facts and have their own opinion. How do I join your channel? I'm sorry, baby. I'm going to set the memberships up tomorrow, okay? It'd only be $1.99. I'm going. Well, YouTube tries to push you to get 2 tiers, but the most it'll be is $1.99 and 99¢. Okay. I love you guys a bunch. All right. Make sure you guys remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I am a small blogger. All right. I'm a small content creator. I'm a small journalist. And we, at the end of the day, we stay in our lane. We pick and choose our battles. However, if we can usher in peace, we absolutely would. See, I'm going to tell y'all why. Okay. Judge Shady Court got to address what's going on tonight. And I have to do it from the heart. Let's be clear about something. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. I've always been a type of person and individual that if we can have a conversation and we can have peace, then let's do that. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand that. I'm not in the business of getting the court involved. I certainly, about a day or two ago, was trying to get away from that. Why take it to trial when a person asks you to stop and back that off? I suggest you do that, okay? We'll talk about it at 10. I'm Judge Shady Court because, listen, thank you, Rosetta. You don't have to, like I said, it's, if you guys want to, it's not a requirement, but some things I'm only able to do, I'm going to be doing on memberships because these heifers and hooligans around here is a hot mess. And Dre, let me tell you something. I'm watching that video now that you put my whole name, Dre, up over there. Yeah. You put Eve. Okay, so that means it's serious. And you got my attention, Dre. So I got to go over here. Thank God. I only got a few more days in this live membership. You understand? I got a buddy said that they'll go in there and infiltrate it for me. So I appreciate that. So everybody got the judges back. I want to, Judge Shay. Thank you, Ro. Yep. It'll be up tomorrow, y'all. I just got to scrub a few reuse crap that they claim I was doing up around here back in December, or was it November, or was it September? Anyway, yeah, in the main channel, we are lifestyle based over there, and we're getting ready to do some things. I got to get back on air real soon. Y'all know that. Camming up ain't nothing. It ain't that hard, for God's sake, okay? My God on today. At the end of the day, I respect everybody's opinion. If I can garner peace or usher in peace, I ain't got to do a goddamn thing for clout. You understand? I understand this dirty gutter gangster business. For some folks, everything is content. And the judge know her place. But be careful. Because sometimes just recklessly displaying certain content up around here could get you in a lot of trouble. So we'll discuss tonight. Judge, come in peace. I love all of y'all. Happy Friday. I'll see y'all tonight. It's called True Pain. Okay? And we're going to talk about beating your meat. I'm Judge Shady Court. I'll see y'all off the late. Be on time. Hopefully we at 20 likes. If we had our membership, we can throw them people up out of there and talk to our members. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tonight. We're going to stand on some business. Yes, indeed. 2026, new beefs. Everywhere. Peace and blessings.